Welcome back. Good morning, good evening, good day, good night.
I hate that you say that. There is nothing about that makes me feel good.
Okay. Anyway, first and foremost, thank you to Light by Love Co. for the sweatshirts.
Love the crew neck. Love it so much.
Always crying. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what I mean? We're always crying. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like I might cry this episode.
Why?
I can feel my eyes getting wet already.
No, you can't. There's nothing to cry about.
I really can.
Okay.
First and foremost, can we all just collectively agree to say taken back?
No, it's taken aback.
I get that it's taken aback.
No, I do not want to hear anyone say I was taken back because you sound illiterate and uneducated.
But I was taken back makes sense.
It does make sense, but that's not correct.
I get why.
Because it's not, and we didn't make the rules.
I'm starting
We're just
a petition.
here to follow them.
I'm going to honestly make a law that it's taken back, not taken aback. I really thought that you were going to have my back on that. I don't know why.
No, because it's taken aback. And when I see people say taken back, I'm like, why do you not? I hear you and I agree.
I was taken back. What is taken aback mean?
I don't know. Why do they put a T in
often?
Why
are you so passionate?
I don't know.
Why are you
because
so passionate?
That's just the way it is. You know what else irks my fucking soul when people talk and text?
What?
Okay. When people say, let me think of an example of what I'm trying to say. So it's like, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to concentrate. When it's like trying to and trying and try and. I'm going to try and look for it. I'm going to try to look for it. You're not going to try and do something. You're going to try to do something. Stop saying I'm going to try and look for it. You're going to try and look for what, like, you're either going to try or you're going to do it. So you're going to try to, not try and.
I don't know if I agree with you. Because I'm going to try and.
No.
Okay.
I'm going to try and look for it.
Tomato, tomato.
No. Listen to dissect it.
Okay.
I'm going to try and look for something. You're not trying and looking for something.
Seems like you are.
No, you're trying to look for something.
I think it's both.
I'm going to try and go to the gym. No, you're going to try to go to the gym.
I'm going to try
and go to the gym. Try what and go to the gym? You're going to try what and go to the gym. There's nothing that irks my soul more when people say that than when people say
I've never noticed that in my
It's in books too. I've noticed some books say try to or like whatever to and then other books say try and I'm like, no, you're not try and doing something.
Is there like grammatical
Yeah, it's try to, not try and.
I don't know anything. I'm not the right person to ask.
I'm going to try and find my
I'm really
stuff.
taken back by that.
Get out. Just get the fuck out.
Don't be mean to me. I told you. My eyes were already feeling a little wet. I think it's because I didn't sleep well last night.
Why didn't you sleep well?
I don't know. I just felt like there was a lot on my mind. I was hot.
Heard that. We were in the same bed, so we were probably sharing telepathy.
I was probably just feeling your energy. Another live studio audience today. Not you guys, unfortunately. The ones listening.
One day we'll have another one.
I was noticing. I was looking at a video of me crying, and I have such a tell of when I'm going to start crying.
Your nose starts flaring.
My nose starts flaring, and my nose starts getting red.
Mm-hmm.
Like the tip of it. Yeah. I'm like Rudolph.
Do I have a tell?
No.
I think I'm going to get on anti-anxiety meds. Because I live in a constant state of fight or flight, especially over the last several weeks.
Why aren't you on them already?
Because I never really believed I had anxiety to the level that I needed meds. I knew I had anxiety, but I didn't know it was... Last night, after my son's art show, I was in my closet getting ready and called Kristen and I said... I think that was like the realization that I'm in a constant fight or flight mode every single day. Like, I don't know what's coming next.
It's never just sunshine and rainbows for you.
A lot of it is karma for what I've done in my past. It's like I truly 1000% leave people alone. And this is karma. Now that I'm leaving them alone, they are coming back to haunt me.
Yeah, I think you do deserve a little karma, but I don't think you deserve this much karma. I think it's just ready.
I mean, I do feel as though my transmission going at the end of December could have been the karma that I deserved. I think the rest of it that has transpired since
Your car transmission?
yeah, I had to get a new car in December because my transmission went
Oh.
at the same time that I was like already looking for a car just because I needed it. But I think things like that could really be good karma. But the shit that's going on right now, I think is overkill.
I agree that it's overkill.
Yeah,
And like I normally
it's all the comments that I'm reading, right? It's like, oh, this is karma, this is karma, this is karma. I have already received the karma tenfold. So
Yeah.
the fact that it keeps going.
I agree. Let's just start talking to the universe as if it's listening. Kail's learned her lesson. No more lessons need to be learned. All right?
I would agree.
Let's all forgive and forget. Or you don't have to forget, but let's all forgive and move forward.
I love that.
Let's rebrand. I have had this on my thing to talk about on my podcast list for a while now, and it's really simple. Don't need to get too much detail about it. But since we're both business girlies, I saw this TikTok of a girl. She owns like a small candle company, and she goes to IKEA to take product pictures. But like, how fucking smart is that?
Does IKEA know that she does that?
Probably not.
Well, I don't want her to get in trouble for it. I love that. That is so but here's the thing. Only a woman would think like that. Only a woman would think that creatively and be that innovative and efficient and cost effective and all of those things. And a man could never. So I just wish that people in society and the government would look at this woman and be like, wow, this is why women should run the fucking nation. Do you know what I mean?
We do. Yeah, girl,
I just love that.
But like, think about it. It doesn't even have to be like a professional camera either. Like, she could just walk around IKEA with her iPhone, put her candles in different settings, and just snap it. Like,
I love that.
Genius.
Should we collab with her? We should try to collab with her for a Karma and Chaos candle.
Oh yeah,
that would be so fucking cool.
That would be so fun.
Hit us up. Let us know if you're interested. We would call it Karma and Chaos. What would the scent be like? What are your go-to like notes?
I like smelling like a man, so like. Oh wait, hold on.
And I do like more masculine smells. I feel.
I have so much to say right now, but we need to finish this thought before I change that train. Yes, I think it should be called kangaroos and kayak. Kangaroos and kayak.
No kangaroos for the scent. I think it should
kayaks.
Be Karma and Chaos.
Okay,
that's the scent.
Scent is Karma and Chaos. Smells like lesbian shit.
Love.
Yeah.
Because it could go femme, neutral, masculine. I love it. We could just a little of everything.
Like barbecue and rare steak.
Smells like
it smells like the boys. We have a new social media manager for our team. Everyone give her a round of applause.
Lissa.
So her name is Lissa. She's a tooth fairy. And look at her necklace.
What is that?
It's a tooth.
Do you want to be a dentist?
No. Jackie asked me that too. I was like, what is this dentist shit? No.
Gail wanted to. I did want to be a dentist.
So she's new. She's going to be, thank goodness, taking over management of socials from me, so I don't have to do that.
Why? It was overwhelming like I told you it would be?
Okay. No. I could have done it.
I want you to repeat after me. Kail is always right.
No. I could have done it if one, I didn't have a full-time job. If two, I wasn't getting hounded about my own social media needing to be
so like I said.
Three, me launching my own podcast as well. So if take one of those three things out of the elements, but I'm not taking away from it. Social media management is a full-time job.
I think that everyone, and this is no knock to anyone listening to this podcast who really does feel like they have the dedication to a podcast, is that there are so many moving parts to having a successful podcast. Yeah. And with that comes everything becomes a full-time job. So the social media content creation. So like us creating content, us getting the podcast, us getting things together to talk about on the podcast, and then an entire team to help run said podcast. What are you, I get it. There was a time where I was bringing topics though. So I just want to say that.
Okay. Continue.
Renting out a space to make sure that we have somewhere to record the podcast, making sure that all the social content goes up, making sure we're using trending audio, making sure that things go up on time, making sure we're promoting the episodes, the editing that Alessandra has to do to make sure that the sirens and everything else is.
And the shit that you say that can't be public.
I hope to live in a world one day where Alessandra can leave that stuff in. I hope to live
It's
in a world.
really funny though. I will give you your props because while you are very chaotic in settings like this, you would often think that you would be incapable of doing a live setting, but you are capable of doing a live setting.
In what way? What do you mean?
Like you won't like you'll say unhinged stuff in a live recorded setting, but you do know what you should and shouldn't say in those settings. Like you have that boundary. You are unfiltered when you feel comfortable. But you know, some people don't have that media training that they can like are just a walking like ticking time bomb.
I've been that way in the past.
Yeah, but you're not that way anymore.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
for
a
the
little
most
bit.
part.
Last episode, it was like counting the times I said something I shouldn't have said.
Yeah, but
I have to tell you guys about Buddha because the other day my pig escaped the pig pen and Buddha was just so happy to have a new friend. We love our dogs. We love our pets. And today's episode is sponsored by the ASPCA Pet Health Insurance Program. You guys know that when you have a pet, you love taking care of them because in their own way, they take care of you. And that's Buddha for me. But even if you are the best parent in the world, unpredictable things can happen. But fortunately, you can always give your care a boost with the ASPCA Pet Health Insurance. You know that your pet is part of the family and you want the best for them no matter what. But we also know that vet bills can add up. That's why you should check out pet insurance. With ASPCA Pet Health Insurance, you can focus on the care that your pet deserves and cover what matters the most. Because in today's world, we insure a lot from cars to homes to cell phones, even travel plans. And I am one of those people. But what about insurance for your cat or your dog, right? With ASPCA Pet Health Insurance, you can focus on the care that your pet deserves and covers what matters most. The ASPCA Pet Health Insurance Program offers customizable accident and illness plans, which makes it easier for pet parents like you to help your pet get the care they may need. And the ASPCA Pet Health Insurance Program has been around for over 18 years. They've helped more than 600,000 pets during that time. So they allow you to customize your plan, helping ensure that your pet's plan is as unique as they are, because vet bills can really add up, especially when you're least expecting it. I can attest to that. And it's simple. You use their app to submit a claim, and then you'll receive reimbursement for eligible vet bills directly to your bank account. I think it's a no-brainer. Kristen thinks it's a no-brainer. Alessandra thinks it's a no-brainer. To explore coverage, visit aspcapetinsurance.com/karma. That's aspcapetinsurance.com/karma. Again, that's aspcapetinsurance.com/karma. This is a paid advertisement. Insurance is underwritten by either Independence American Insurance Company or United States Fire Insurance Company and produced by PTZ Insurance Agency Limited. The ASPCA is not an insurer and is not engaged in the business of insurance.
anyway, say that all to say we have a new social media person, everyone.
Lissa, welcome to the team.
Follow, subscribe, comment, like. I'm going to start doing mini vlogs on my channel too.
Me too. I love that. I also would love for you to come do chicken chores. I know that Matt Matthews has his little bit with farm chores. I do think that his is a lot different than what we would offer. So if you're a fan of Matt Matthews, I think definitely still watch his content. But I want friends to come do.
I can come spend a couple days with you a month with my kid and my wife.
Be careful because people will say that we're a throuple.
I'm gonna
honestly, we'll renovate the farmhouse and that can be your little part-time house.
We could just live in the RV.
I would love that.
Yeah. For a couple days. And then we can get all of our episodes filmed. We can get social content. Do you think your kids miss me?
Yeah, they do. They ask for you all the time. Do you think Becky's going to come back? When do you think this most recent transition from you coming and then leaving is, when are we going to Becky's house?
Because they are coming.
Yeah. But I just am like, can you guys calm down? Like, can you just calm down?
Does it make you mad that they want me to be their mom and dad?
No, it's just one more parent to love.
I do miss them. I think about them often. Me and Isaac really bonded. Elliot. It's going to be a hard transition.
It is hard transition because Creed also told me he wants to go by his middle name. So it's really hard to get used to it.
When we, people really like the cooking videos that we did together, but I wish I left the audio in. There was a part where when we were doing the audio or when we were doing the cooking, and Creed in the background goes, Becky, why aren't you coming to cuddle with me? Like on the couch watching Sonic.
Why aren't you coming to cuddle
Creed
with
loves
me?
Sonic.
Yeah, he does love Sonic. He also loves Becky.
And Isaac is very intentional too. It was so cute. I edited the videos, and he was texting me. He was like, does Sunday at 5:00 work for your posting schedule?
Oh, wow.
Like, is that
He knows because he told me that he doesn't want to go work at like McDonald's or something because he can do social media as his job. And I'm like, how times have changed. My first job was McDonald's.
Your first job was McDonald's?
Yeah. And I love McDonald's.
Okay. I like that pause in breath was not because of Kail working at McDonald's, or like I also work, like everyone should work any type of job they need to.
That's one of my favorite jobs I've ever had.
That pause was just like the ideas in my mind of putting Kail in like McDonald's attire and having her like be a window person for a day and getting content like now.
Can I? Do you think a McDonald's would let me do it?
No. You'd clean them out. There'd be no burgers left.
I love McDonald's double cheese ad mac with a little medium fry and a Coke. Like that is on my deathbed, and also in prison, if I was on death row, would ask for a double cheeseburger ad mac.
That would be your end of life meal.
Probably that or penne alla vodka. No in between. It's like white trash or like rich Italian.
I don't think McDonald's is white trash.
I mean, that's fine.
I mean, I guess subjective. Like the United States is just crazy. Anywho, tell your kids I miss them since you haven't answered my call, so I haven't been able to talk to them.
Someone just sent me in a group chat on my book baddies club. Karma and Chaos group is definitely chaos and karma. And then she sent a screenshot. I'm currently listening to the latest podcast and wondering why Kail is being so hostile towards Becky. Becky addressed it by saying, how many times are you going to say that to me? And yet Kail continues to swear at her. This is not like Kail, and I'm a little tuned off by the language. I'm not a prude, but come on, use your words wisely.
Do you want to speak on the matter? Or...
I don't know what to say.
SOS. I commented on someone speaking to that. Kail and I have a really hostile banter towards each other
all the time.
Off camera.
Yeah.
Like we normally don't act that way on camera because it is off-putting a little bit. But like I feel like there are some comments that people are like, Becky drags Kail. Like,
you do.
I know, but like that's that's just our friendship. We've never taken anything personally towards each other ever. Two, I think that there's moments in life where you might be a little overwhelmed and a little more spicy, but like I'm the best person to take it out on because
but you're not a punching bag.
No, but like I didn't even double think of it. Like I said that just because honestly I had Leah in the back of my mind like you have to stop cursing.
She said that to you?
Not about the podcast. Anytime I curse, she tells me I have to stop cursing.
Fair.
But y'all, don't worry about us. Don't worry about me. Kail can be mean to me all she wants. But
I don't feel like I'm mean to you, though.
Obviously, the bread is in the pudding. What is it? The proof is in
the bread is in the pudding is crazy.
She's hungry.
I also am hungry.
What's your bread pudding?
I hate myself sometimes. Anyway, I forgot to say that the new social media manager, I stalked her when she first joined, and she
sent me a text, and she was like, "Did you know that Lissa knows sign language?" And I was like, "Oh, I have to tell Isaac this."
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, this is so cool. She's an actor and
an actress."
Is it the same? Isn't it like? Aren't you supposed to say actor? Yeah.
Oh.
She's also an expert in accents.
Are you?
Yeah. It says it on your resume.
You read my resume? You stalked her on LinkedIn? That's my website.
I went to her website and I watched her highlight clip. Look at her face.
She's doing a deep dive.
Can you do an accent for us, Lissa?
Did you lie on your resume?
It says with preparation, I can do an accent. Okay, tune in to Karma Chaos next week.
Where we give her a script.
Can you actually, when you go home tonight, I want you to take a video of yourself doing accents and we'll just insert that.
I mean,
It's part of the job description. You have to.
What did you just tell her she has to do?
She's bullying her fucking employee.
I said,
Next up, kill Police Becky and her entire team. Oh, wait,
I said she has to go home and take a video of herself doing accents.
If you watch Dairy Girls, I can say, Blair, I'm the wee lesbian. That's another thing. We got another lesbian on the team.
Her tooth hit the mic.
Yeah.
Not her real one.
She's a
Her
freaking
gold
tooth
one.
fairy. She looks
like.
like a tooth fairy. If I had to picture what the tooth fairy looked like, it would be her.
I think that we should go to Australia
Okay.
to come face to face with a kangaroo.
Do you think we should?
We need to go to Australia. and
Can we make
need
it a 2-year plan though?
No, I feel like before we go, the joke will be over by then.
No, we can go.
No, we can go end of this year.
Okay.
We can go end of this year, but I have to bring my wife and kid. Let's put out a private movie and we could pay for the trip.
A sex tape?
No. Why did your brain go that way?
I'm just thinking of the greater good of Killer Network. We all need to do a team bonding experience.
This is what we're
going
gonna
to Australia.
do. This is what's going to pay for the Australia trip. We are going to find your mom.
Susie's got she's got retributions to pay.
And we're going to put out an episode with Boozy Susie.
So Susie, we're going to do a whole fucking production with Susie Q.
Yeah.
And then that's what they used to call her. And so Boozy Susie is going to, we're not going to Australia.
Halfway around, it's literally around the world.
Business class is
It's like going to Thailand.
$10,000.
Okay. We're not going to Australia. We're going to find a kangaroo closer.
Okay, great. Love that. Let us know of any sanctuaries.
I think there's like kangaroo experiences closer.
For sure.
Yeah, we'll find that.
Okay.
It just seems more feasible and doable anyway.
Lesbian shit world tour.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll do that. We'll find Susie Q, or Isaac and I can do a couple cooking shows together and just throw them up on your Patreon and cover the cost.
Love that idea. I love that idea so much.
He's one of my favorite people. I think I said this on the last podcast, but we had a movie night, just me and him. He like came into my room, the guest room at the house. We watch a movie together every time.
I love that though. I think that you guys should watch 10 Things I Hate About You.
Has he seen that?
Probably not. It's one of my favorite movies.
Then maybe the three of us should watch it together.
Yeah, we should also go to the movies because I like their popcorn.
I do too. I love popcorn. Have you ever heard of a table pancake?
No.
So I'm a table pancake person. Leah and I were like diner girls to go Jersey diners, you know. We have a diner in town. If we have friends that come over, specifically Amanda and Spencer most of the time, or Carson, Kelsey, Natasha, Al, anyone that like frequents our house. If they sleep over, we always go to the Blairstown Diner in the morning. Fun fact, Blairstown Diner is where the first Friday the 13th was filmed. Anywho, so we go to the diner in the morning. I always order a pancake, table pancake. Because like I don't want pancakes as my meal, but I want a couple bites of a pancake. So I order it almost as an appetizer for everyone to share. So everyone gets
table pancake for everyone.
What did it sound like I was saying?
I thought it was one big pancake for you. Like one like table-sized pancake.
Yeah, it's like a breakfast app. It's it just really brings happiness to my soul.
Table pancake, so you all share the table pancake.
Yeah.
I love that. I'm going to do that for my children.
Yeah, or if there's like a really delicious looking crepe, like
or something you'll do
something
a table
that you like can't really eat a whole thing of, like like a strawberry Nutella crepe or like waffles, like something you really want a bite of. You get,
but
it
you're not wanting a whole
Yeah.
plate of it. You just want a couple bites.
Yeah.
Okay, I love that. I think that's really cute. I'm gonna do that with the kids.
Yeah, you should.
I'm gonna do that. We encourage our audience to stay informed on the day's topics. Up First can help accomplish that goal to give it a shot. And I think it's important to start your day knowing a little bit more than when you go to sleep at night. Breaking news is broken. You're constantly doom scrolling on Facebook, Twitter, X, TikTok. I get it. You're over the news. But if that sounds like you, I recommend that you listen to the Up First podcast from NPR. Up First frees you from the all-day scroll obsession by telling you everything you need to know in an easy 15 minutes. No BS, just the facts. Up First is the cure you need for your news fatigue. NPR's Up First provides the top 3 news stories to start your day. With digestible 10 to 15-minute episodes, it's all the news you need so you can get back to your life feeling informed while preserving your sanity. Up First is the go-to daily habit for the news consumer who wants to stay informed but is forever strapped for time. Up First's short format makes it easy to catch up on what's happening while you're getting ready, making breakfast, or going to work. And Up First achieves the rare 1-2 punches of being short and thorough, national and international, fact-based and personable. With Up First, you can start your day a little bit more in the know than when you went to sleep. Listen now to the Up First podcast from NPR. Do you love your sunglasses but find them getting caught in your hair frustrating? Because that's me. It'll rip my hair right out. And those days are over thanks to Shady Rays. Their best-selling tangle-free collection has nose pieces specifically designed to avoid any snags in your hair. And this way, your perfectly styled hair remains intact. Shady Rays offers all the iconic styles from the aviator to cat eye designed frames. So you're bound to find the perfect pair no matter what, and they'll match every outfit. And here's the best part. They have the best protection program in all eyewear. Life happens. Shady Rays gets it. Whether you drop them, break them, or they mysteriously disappear like mine do, their lost and broken protection has you covered from day one. And if they're not the perfect fit, don't worry, because you can exchange them or return them for free within 30 days. Fast personal support. They have over 300,000 5-star reviews, and that's a lot of happy customers, obviously. So start shopping for your next pair of sunglasses today and see why Shady Rays is the go-to choice. Exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out an amazing deal for the season. Head to shadyrays.com with code KARMA for 35% off their premium polarized sunglasses. Snag your shades and get ready for the summer sun.
I think about this a lot. I do wish we talked about it before, but I do wish we lived closer to each other. Because our houses specifically, just in my style of personality, I'm someone that just shows up. Like, you don't have to ask me to show up. I'm going to just show up. Like, if I'm in this, like, I don't really live close to my friends, but if I'm ever down somewhere, I will check people's locations to see where they are just to, like, see them. And they could live 3 hours away, and they're like, what the fuck? Like,
you literally checked my location the other day and sent me my own location at Royal Farms, and I was like... I never check my friends' locations for any reason. So it's so funny to me. I
do it when I'm leaving my house.
Usually I give people my location because again, a little morbid, but I feel like I'm going to be murdered. So I want them to be able to find my phone and destroy it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Noted.
So,
but I do wish we lived closer because I feel like, I don't know if you would get tired of me, but it would just make life so much easier because I wouldn't have to force my way into your house to see my kids. And
all 7 of your children.
All 7 of them. And I do feel like we would hang out a lot.
I do. I would agree with that. I also think that Bex and Verse and Rio would specifically be best friends because they're only a year apart.
So maybe it's time. It's just time for a change.
You guys are not moving to Delaware.
Oh, I wasn't talking about you.
Imagine. Well, two of my kids' dads don't live in the state. So I feel like, so that would be really cool if I could move to New Jersey. That would be really cool. But I don't know.
Saying that.
It makes sense at this point.
The only thing is that you would.
But with the dads moving out of state, I think that contrary to popular belief, I'm the stable one. So I'm, in terms of housing, I'm the stable one because I've been there and I am there, and they could technically move back. Do you get what I'm saying? So I think
I know it's unrealistic, but
no, for sure.
It's wishful thinking.
And you know what? I do think that the conversation could change as the kids get older. If the kids express interest, depending on what the dad's involvement is, depending on what Lincoln decides at the end of next year, I do think that there would be a little bit of a different conversation if I did decide to move. And there's a bridge that connects Delaware and New Jersey. For people who don't know. I know you probably know that, but
yeah, we'll just keep that in our pocket for future because I do feel like life would be better if we lived closer to each other.
I also, maybe this is me being a pessimist, but I do constantly wonder about the longevity and the longevity of podcasting. Like, how long will podcasting be what is my main source of income. And so if that runs out, what would be next?
Yeah.
And would that be social media? What is it called? Facing like, what am I trying to say?
I have no clue.
Like social media based podcast. Like, is that going to be
Forever?
not forever, but like, is it going to be for the foreseeable future, or is it going to be sort of like cable where it starts to die off eventually? I don't know.
I don't think so. I think that podcasting will be around for a long time, but I think the form of money might come like interchange of like the length of podcasting, the way that people are consuming podcasting. I think that it's here to stay for a while, but who knows? I look at there's these two women that I always see on TikTok, and I hate that I can't remember their names. They're like two
older women that don't like kids, that don't have kids.
I don't know if they don't have kids, but
Are they blonde?
They're funny. Yeah, the two blondes.
Yeah, they do. I've had it, and they don't have kids, and they're so funny.
They're so funny.
I love it.
And I think about them like they have like a whole different demographic and just whole different experience, and like they must be like 10 years older than us, if
probably more,
at least not a little bit more. And like that's who I imagine us, like, you know, like the older we get, the more like,
I mean, look at Dr. Drew. I guess it worries me too, though, like the relevancy of us. And so as newer generations are coming up, maybe our older generation is not the ones listening anymore because, you know, I just worry about those types of things.
And like I said, you know, 20 years from now, our kids are going to have a podcast together too, and we'll just live off their income.
I should probably invest in McDonald's in case I ever have to go back.
Okay, let's be fucking for real. So end of story. We wish we'd lived closer because we would see each other more.
Agreed.
I just went. Leah just texted me, and I want to bring this up a little bit. She's crying right now. She's fine. She's on the phone with insurance company. She had to get her 20-week anatomy scan. She got sent a $1,500 bill in the mail because it wasn't a necessary procedure.
Yes, it is.
But it was required. It was required. And she's just like so frustrated with obviously everything that's going on because of unexpected
They're
costs.
literally required.
Yeah. Yep. She said they asked if I wanted to place a claim with Charity Care. And I was like, I don't need charity. I just think this bill for a standard test is outrageous.
No, that is literally required.
Yeah. $1,500. Insane. And you want to hear something else that's fucked. Wait till you hear this. Wait till you hear this. The lawyer, let me just start from the beginning. When Leah and I were waiting to hear back our result if we were pregnant or not, we received 4 fucking emails from our lawyer to see if we had answers on if we were pregnant or not. I finally emailed them. I said, y'all are giving me more anxiety. Can you stop fucking reaching out to me and asking me if I'm pregnant during a time of high, like, we're anxious about, like, figuring this out and, like,
it's emotional, whether you are or aren't.
Like, we were frustrated with the process because we were supposed to find out Thursday and no one called. And we got an email from the lawyer like, hey, did you find out? Like, we want to get your adoption process. And, like, fine, I literally emailed them. I said, please stop asking. I will let you know when we find out. Like, this is making our situation worse. Like, and
what did they say?
They said, oh, we didn't mean to. And then they said,
if you were pregnant, you would have reached out. Yeah. I don't even know why that was even a question.
And then they said, just reach out 4 months prior to the till you give birth because that's when we should start the process. So they didn't even need anything from us until months later. So that was strike number 1. Fucking frustrating. Excuse my language. Sorry, Leah, if you're listening. Number 2 is we've just reached back out to them because it's 4 months before. And they go through like, oh, these are all the steps that we're going to have to take for me to adopt Bex when he's born. And Leah calls me and they were like it's $2,500, blah, blah, blah. We can start now. You can give us you can pay now and we can start all the paperwork. And Leah calls me and she's like, I don't want to sound morbid, but like, what happens if he doesn't survive birth? What happens if something happens before birth? Like, and I was like, ask him. That's fair. And she asked if you get issued a refund. And they said no. So they want us to pay before our son is even born.
What is it? A retainer?
No, it's to
No,
start
I guess not, because the retainer you can get, like when I work with my attorneys, if I use a retainer.
But I guess it's just the fee because it's not $2,500 for the adoption fee.
Well, they still have to do all the work whether he survives or not. They still have to do the work.
So like, but why push us to do it before he's here?
Because it probably takes that much longer, and then you also
but people normally don't do the adoption until well after the baby's here, right? Like,
so would you have to pay the $2,500 if he's already here?
Yeah.
So then why not pay it before?
Because if he dies, why would we pay $2,500?
But he could die after birth too.
Yeah, but you wouldn't go through the adoption process before.
If you're asking for feedback on this,
you can't do the process until he's here. Like you can't until that baby is
from a lawyer's perspective, the way that they have all of their cases and how overwhelming their job is, it's probably best for them to start it now so that when he is born.
I don't know if I believe that.
I don't know, because my attorney is overworked and underpaid.
Well, that's because he's fair.
Not just by me.
I know.
So I just say that
anyway,
to say, and like when I think
bullshit.
about it, is it? I don't know that I would call it bullshit, but I also like.
I mean, it's bullshit that I have to pay $2,500 to adopt my biological son.
I would agree with that. I have anxiety about stuff like that, and I also like I got their passports as soon as they were born. Like as soon as the twins were born, I was like, passports, let's go.
Yeah.
Like starting all of those things, because it becomes like once the baby or babies are here, it is so much harder than you think, and it's so much more overwhelming than you think than to get the ducks in a row beforehand. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It's just
anyway,
like a lot of extra shit.
Yeah, so Leah's crying now about that, which makes me sad. But that's just the law of the land, you know? And that's just what life is.
So when I started this podcast, it seemed like I had to figure out everything on my own: script, setup, filming schedule, logos, all the things. And I was so overwhelmed. As you guys know, it started very quickly and everything seemed to introduce. Every day was like a new decision that I had to make. And when you're starting something new, it seems like your to-do list just keeps growing every single day with new tasks. Finding the right tool that not only helps you out, but simplifies everything can be such a game changer. And for millions of businesses, that tool is Shopify. I swear by Shopify. I'm obsessed with Shopify. And Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the United States. From household names like Mattel and Gymshark to brands that are just getting started. You can get started with your own design studio with hundreds of ready-to-use templates. Shopify helps you build a beautiful online store to match your brand style. You can accelerate your content creation with Shopify. It's packed with helpful AI tools that write product descriptions, page headlines, and even enhance your product photography. Get the word out like you have a marketing team behind you. Easily create email and social media campaigns wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling. And best yet, Shopify is the commerce expert with world-class expertise in everything from managing inventory to international shipping to processing returns and beyond. If you're ready to sell, you're ready for Shopify. Turn your big business idea into... Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/karma. Go to shopify.com/karma, shopify.com/karma. Are you looking for a babysitter app that doesn't feel like a dating app? I used to find sitters the same way I found tacos, okay? Open my phone, start scrolling. Except when it comes to your kids, you kind of want more than a 1-star rating and a smiling photo, right? And that's what I love about Sitter City. It's like a real deal sitter search. You can filter by experience, availability, training, whether they've been background checked or not. I have found sitters who have experience with toddlers, new CPR, and even came with glowing reviews from parents in my area, and it didn't take 40 tabs and a meltdown to get there. Go to sittercity.com to find the care your family deserves. Breathe easier knowing your kids are in good hands. Visit sittercity.com today.
Oh, this is also something that I wanted to talk about.
You just dropped a bomb on me.
What?
You just said you'll probably be pregnant.
Yeah.
Are you going to get pregnant? Is that your plan?
Mm-hmm.
Will you use Leah's eggs, or she wants to carry her own?
No, I'll use Leah's eggs.
Does she want to carry her own?
I don't know if she has any interest in carrying again.
She doesn't love it?
It's not that she's by far having probably a perfect pregnancy. She just, it's not something that's like drawn to her. But if I can't get pregnant, I think I'm gonna have issues getting pregnant.
We're not claiming that. I rebuke that in the name of Rihanna.
I mean, I have one failed transfer already.
Yeah, but that's.
But if I can't, I think she would. She would. But I'm hoping to.
Yeah.
Could you imagine me pregnant?
No.
That would literally be iconic.
I know that would be. I mean,
Iconic.
talk about the moment.
I'm not telling anyone when I'm doing my transfers this time though. No, not even about the stress, just like so that I get the excitement of being able to really surprise people. Like imagine me just sitting here one time and being like, guess what? I have news.
How would you do it? Or you were not going to tell us how you would like announce it?
I've never thought of it because I've never actually thought.
In a perfect world, how far apart would you want the babies to be? The children?
A year.
Mm-hmm.
So
I do love. There are pros and cons to the bigger gaps and then the smaller gaps because I have both.
I mean, there's no book written that gives you the guide to do things properly. Like everything is hard, nothing is easy. Everyone's experience is different. But I think that for us, we're going to wait just to make sure that when Bex is born, that there's no complications, there's no special, things that he needs and attention that he needs, like that we don't want to take away from that, but all of the things.
All fair.
I did come to this realization yesterday because obviously with going through IVF and just we've had just such a horrible experience with doctors and just feeling like joy around our pregnancy and joy around our journey. And I was thinking about it because I was talking to, someone on For the Haters and we were talking about the different experience that straight people go through and queer people go through. And something that I think is really important for medical professionals and specifically fertility clinics to understand and try to change is like my straight friends walking into a fertility clinic is much different than me and Leah walking into a fertility clinic. For them, this is their like Hail Mary. We've been trying to conceive for 2 years. We don't have any other options. We're walking into a fertility clinic and we're hoping that this will help us. Like there's somber around it. There's sadness around it. Like they feel like they failed. When Leah and I walked into a fertility clinic, this was the first step in us trying to start a family.
Like there was more excitement.
We were excited. We were happy. We were looking forward to it. And we were met with like nothing. We were met with no emotion. We were met with like, any kind of happiness or questions or anyone looking, like looking forward for us, and which is understandable. I'm not saying that like everyone's truth is the same there. I just feel like there should be some sort of maybe like onboarding questionnaire or just notes in a file. Like this is their first step. Like be excited, have questions for them, because like it just takes away like that was our journey. Like that's how our journey started. Our journey doesn't start at home. Like it starts in a doctor's office.
For some.
For
you guys.
Yeah.
Because I had Reagan on the podcast and they did it all at home.
Yeah.
So I think, she's also a lesbian and they did all of it at home. And
that's what I mean. Maybe like a pre-questionnaire or something, because
I would agree. I think thinking about it from that perspective, and that's not to say obviously that same-sex couples don't have trouble getting pregnant or anything like that, but I mean that's a really good point.
Yeah, I just think it needs to be talked about more in that way. We were talking about this, reminded me of table pancakes, but when you were this might be a weird question to ask you because you didn't really grow up with present parents in your house, but I was making myself dinner the other night by myself and I was sitting on the counter eating my dinner, like in the kitchen. Like I was just sitting on the counter eating, and I'm a huge counter sitter. Like I love sitting on kitchen counters, but I thought about it. I've never seen my parents sit on a kitchen counter before.
I never saw my parents do anything really.
Yeah, that's why, it's a weird question to ask you. But Did you see any adults sitting on counters?
I don't really sit on the counter, but I'm not opposed to it.
I'm like, are my kids gonna be counter sitters because they see me as a counter sitter?
Yes.
Why am I a counter sitter?
I think, yeah, they will. Or it will just be like just something that
happens.
Yeah. And not think anything of it.
I was just thinking about it. I've just never seen my parents be counter sitters.
I have an obsession with food and always have. And I never saw my mom snacking, never saw my mom eat chips, never saw my mom eat cookies, never saw my mom eat any like snacks and be obsessed with food the way I am. So it's really weird how like what we see our parents do or don't do affects us or doesn't affect us.
Yeah, but and this I'm not asking. I don't know what your life was like. Do you feel like do you feel like you not knowing where your next meal came from has to do with that though? Like, do you feel like you had access to food all the time? And so like
I didn't have access.
That's what I mean. Like, I think that maybe that was no.
Mm-mm.
Anywho, I'd like to wrap up this episode before doing the karma and chaos. Is it karma? Is it chaos section with a little bit of a story for you?
I'm ready for the story.
Have I ever told you what happened to me when I was in Greece?
With the car?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
I did?
Yeah.
Should I tell that story or no?
I thought you told it on the podcast.
No, I didn't.
Okay, then yes.
Then I guess I'm speaking to everyone else in the room because I'm not going to get any visceral reaction from Kail. She's busy.
No, I'll probably still react because
I
forgot most of the details.
This one time I was in Athens and I went out to the bar. I was with my girlfriend. I studied abroad. Was living in Barcelona. Traveling. I went to Athens to visit some family. And then we stayed there a couple days. And I went to the bar. It was like a Real Madrid-Barcelona game. My girlfriend at the time didn't want to go. I went by myself. I went to the bar. I met these guys. And they were like, do you want to come back to our house with us? And I said, yeah. So I'm walking back to their house. And we walked probably a mile. And I think to myself, it is late. I'm getting way too far. Like, I'm not going to be able to find myself back. So I said to them, you know what?
Did they speak English?
They did. And I said, I'm going to have to turn around. And they were really sad because they really enjoyed my company. But they just let me go. Right. So
by yourself?
Yes.
Diabolical.
And so don't anyone do this. I turned around and I start walking back to the hotel or
hostel
Airbnb or whatever it was I was staying in. And I start accumulating stray dogs. They start following me and like following me down the street. I had at least 6 stray dogs following me down the street, right? Because there's stray dogs everywhere. They would like bark and like at anyone that was walking by. They were like protecting me. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. But these dogs would, every time a car would drive by, they would chase after it. They would like to think it protecting me from cars too. Well, the one car stopped and all these dogs, they chewed a hole in the tire.
I remember this.
And so I'm sitting there yelling at these dogs as if they're my own dog, right? Like, Keel, get back. Like, no, screaming at these dogs. And then all of a sudden these pretty attractive girls get out of the car and they don't speak English and they just speak Greek. And I don't speak Greek. And they get out of the car and I'm like, your tire, it's flat, while I'm yelling at these dogs to sit. And they're just like, we don't know what to do, right? Like, I can tell they're just panicking. And I was like, just pull the car over. Pull it on the side of the road. So I start changing the tire. So I'm not being able to communicate with them, but I'm changing their tire in the middle of the road. It's like 3 a.m. And then all of a sudden, and mind you, I'm sitting changing this tire. And the dogs all are sitting around me, protecting me from, I don't know what.
How did you not bring a dog home?
Well,
how did you not bring a dog home?
I wanted to, because by the time I was done changing the tire, they called all their friends in Athens. There was like 15 people watching me change this tire because they were all just amazed that I could do that.
Had they never seen someone change a tire, let alone a woman?
I don't know. Anyway, I said my farewells, my goodbyes.
I'm glad they had a spare tire.
I forget how to say bye in Greek.
You're literally Greek.
I know. But I get back to the room
Greek,
and my hands are black, my feet are like gross, and Maria was like, what the hell is wrong with you? I'm like, the dogs. And you look out the window and they were all just sitting outside of the door waiting for me.
How did you not bring one home?
I don't even know how you would go about that. I wasn't even going home because I wasn't like, it's not like I was going back to the States. Like I was going back to my home in Barcelona. I think about that story often.
I got bit by a cat in Thailand, and this sort of reminds me of that.
How?
Because I wanted to bring the cat home.
You got bit?
Yeah, I was feeding it, which I shouldn't have been doing. But it was a kitten. It was a BB kitten.
And it just bit you? Or just
because
wanted more food?
It wanted food, and it was trying to get the food out of my hand, and it bit me. And I wanted to bring her home.
It's 5:00 somewhere, people.
Okay.
I'm drinking a bubbly. It's
Do
just
you want to read a story?
Yeah, I would love to. No, I don't have one. You read it.
Hey, Becky, Kail, and Alessandra. Unmedicated ADHD gal pal over here. So sometimes my mind has a hard time being in the moment. Recently, I was up in the morning before my boyfriend, so I let him sleep in. Eventually, I had to go in and get ready for work, and his phone is plugged in on the floor directly next to the closet. I glanced at it, not really looking for anything, and I saw a Snapchat notification from a girl. I knew because of her female Bitmoji. My stomach dropped and I was sick. I didn't have my glasses on, so I couldn't read the name on the snap. My boyfriend has never given me a reason to question him and is very reassuring when I spiral and communicate my logic for feeling the way I feel, a history of cheaters in my past. He has never hit his phone and always offered me to go through it, but I have always wanted to trust him and not want to look because I love him so much. I go to the bathroom and get my glasses, come back to the bed, sit on the edge and look at his phone. The notification was from me. Every morning when we wake up, we snap each other to keep our streak alive. Sounds so dumb saying it out loud, and my ADHD brain forgot that I had sent him a snap earlier that morning. We both immediately laughed and still bring it up when I forget about dumb things. But is that karma or is it just chaos? Love you both. Love all of your shows and love the perspectives you bring to this show. I love that so much. It's like you're sick to your stomach. You got that little jolt of adrenaline and only to realize that it was you.
Yeah, like you are your own problem. I don't think it's karma. I think it's a little bit of chaos.
A little bit, but
that is funny though.
That is really funny.
Like you hurt your own feelings for no reason.
They say when you look for something, you're going to find it.
Yeah, for sure.
So she definitely found it.
Yeah. She never had to look again, right? Like she probably just felt so stupid in that moment. She was like, I'm an idiot.
That's so funny. Also, sort of charging the phone on the floor next to the closet is that's a little chaotic for sure.
Yeah, I could see that. Well, another week down.
Mm-hmm.
Another week we made it through back being friends.
Yes.
We are so
Did you have low hopes for us?
Did I hope we wouldn't be friends?
No. Did you have low hopes for us?
No.
Because you said another week of us being friends.
Yeah, everyone thinks that we're not going to make it.
Wait, people say that?
Yeah.
Why are they saying that?
The comments say that. The comments say...
What about our friendship leads people to believe that?
No, it's not about the friendship. They just think that...
we're mean to each other?
No, they just think that when you're done with me that like we won't be friends anymore.
Done with you? Okay. Well, yeah. I don't think that's how this works.
I don't think so.
I would have to... Okay. Y'all are weird. See ya.
Love ya.
Clocking out of the Content Factory. I'm Tucker.
And I'm Becca. And this is a podcast where we take a break from climbing the absolute corporate ladder that is being a TikToker.
That's right. This is the most corporate podcast for the least corporate girlies.
In this pod, we're in the break room with you guys, our gorgeous, gorgeous coworkers.
And you may be wondering, what goes on in the Content Factory?
Give us the agenda, Tucker.
Well, each episode starts with a performance review,
where we talk about what's going on in the week, content we're making, DMs we're getting.
A little peek behind the curtain of the content creator life. We also will be doing an HR report,
where we ask you guys during the week, what is some workplace drama you got going on?
And we'll end each episode with a rapid fire and hire.
Things we want to get rid of and things we want to keep.
For example, Becca, what do you want to fire this week?
My IBS.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And before we go, we have some action items for you.
Please complete by end of day. Follow, rate, and review The Content Factory wherever you get your podcasts.
And as always,
We'll circle back soon.
Stream all the movies and shows you love for free on Pluto TV.
Say what now? Showtime.
That means drama is free, with heart-wrenching stories from Love and Basketball, Power, and Greenleaf.
In this family, we live by the Spirit.
And laughter is free with gut-busting comedies like Key and Peele, The Neighborhood, Everybody Hates Chris, and Boomerang. Watch all the hits, all for free, from all your favorite devices.
Oh my God, I love it!
Feel the free Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.